streaming. Today we're going to be playing an improvisational game of Saturday morning tabletop. And in playing this improvisational game, we're gonna, you know what? I'm talking crap right now. This is basically the pregame. We're waiting for one player to show up. Hopefully he shows up. If he doesn't show up shortly, we'll get started. Unfortunately, without him. However, I've got a little idea of mine, and I took a point of inspiration from a point of inspiration and got a little generator over here. So we have a group of level 6 Saturday morning tabletop heroes. And our players and their heroes, I don't even know everybody's name as far as the heroes go. And I know probably Josh is dying to introduce his, so feel free.
Hello, I'm Josh, the former Smoking RP gamer. I am going to be playing a Tal Samat, Lawman Ranger. However, this Tal Samat is not large. He is large in his natural state, but he likes drinking these wee men short shots that turns him into a tiny creature. His companion, however, is a large ankylosaurus
Huge.
mixed with a huge ankylosaurus mixed with a hedgehog. However, it wears super heavy barding, so it's got like this thick metal encasing the entire top half of its body, and there's a seat right behind its neck at the base of its shoulders with two little doors that open up for the Tal Samat, which is usually about that big. And he can get in the metal seat and close the doors, and that counts as like being inside the tank of the armor. And he's got two little strings that go to the bit in the Ankylosaurus's mouth. So that is my character concept for tonight. His name is Klaus Bergen, and his companion, whose name is Stark. The armor of this thing was created by the gnomes. It's quite ingenious in its design.
Quite ingenious indeed, if you do say so yourself. And our good friend Brian, who's pretty much been a part since day one, you son of a gun. What's your character today?
My character is a pit warrior orc brawler by the name of Krimbak Tool. And he's just begging you to get the credit. He's just begging. Sorry, my intro's not as big as Josh's.
What's this? Krimbak Tour?
Krimbak Tool.
Baktool. Krimbak Your intro is not as big, but your name surely indeed is bigger. Sahib, are you ready with yours yet?
Yeah, kind of. I just need to pick up equipment, I guess, but I'm done with the character otherwise. So I'm playing an Oni war wizard, and he's an old fart. So I haven't played with old farts before, so don't really know how that's gonna go. But being with all these younglings, hope there are no kids though. But I guess he was interested in magic, but also kind of got into the fighting side, using weapons with magic, which he loves to do. But now he has gotten old. He's wiser. Maybe he's gonna do some stupid things, which I'm sure he will. His name is Alistair, and that would be it for him.
So Alistair. And we'll give a minute or two for Hassan to come in and let us know what he's playing. However, I'm going to roll on the random thing. Now I'll generate levels and whatnot for whatever you encounter when it's necessary. But this being the test is the idea is Murder Hobo Island. Murder Hobo Island is just a thing where you can generate encounters and enemies to fight. That I just started working on a little recently. So let's see what you'll be fighting. You know what? We got 3 of you, right? Starting from my left to my right. Brian, can you roll me a d12 and tell me what you get?
I got 11.
All right, you got an 11. Josh, can you roll me a d10 and tell me what you get?
Sure, I can roll you a d10. I got a 2.
A 2. Sahib.
Yeah.
Can you also roll me a d10?
Okay. 7.
A 7. And the final
Yep.
d10, since Hassan's not here, I'll roll. Which is a 6. So let's see what that means. A Birdman wants to desecrate one of the 4 elements. No. A Birdman wants to desecrate a church, which will not be very nice. So Birdman wants to desecrate a church, and it will not be very nice.
So we're fighting a Tengu.
So yeah, you can fight a Tengu. Now, are you guys okay with that kind of thing? Like, does that seem like a quest your group would take, or you want to roll another random one? We'll give this 3 shots. Actually, let's roll it anyway. Let's roll 3 of them.
I'm curious to see what else we can get.
Okay, so Brian, roll me that. Matter of fact, starting with Josh. Josh, you roll me the d12 and let me know what you get.
Okay. I will roll you the d12. The d12 is rolling. The d12 turns out to be a 1.
Okay, Sahib, roll me a d10.
Sure. A D10 and. Okay, I wonder what's going on, but I'm rolling same as Josh for some reason. I rolled a 1.
Oh, okay, Brian, d10.
Well, mine's not any better. I got a 2.
And I'll roll the final d10. Okay, that's an 8. All right, so this round, we get a land shark wants to destroy a god,
Oh.
which will end horribly. So land
Yeah,
shark.
I think we can go and watch the land shark, try to attack the god, and we have our popcorn and stuff. As
Land shark wants to destroy a god, and it'll end horribly. So let's roll one. Let's give one final round to see what you might be facing. This time, starting with Sahib. Roll me that d12 and let me know what you get.
D12?
Yes.
4.
Okay, a 4. Brian, roll me a d10.
Got a 4.
Okay. Josh, roll me a d10.
You want me to roll you a d10? I will roll you a d10. The d10 is rolling. The d10 is 4.
What? Okay. I'm gonna roll the final d10. If it comes, wait, hold on. I'm not even gonna jinx it. Let's just a 5. Yeah, that's much better. Jeez. 4, 4, 4, 5. So this results in gibbering mouthers who want to steal a village which will grant them true immortality.
I say we do number 3.
What the hell's a gibberling?
I don't know, but they want to steal a village, and I want to see how that's done. So I say we do number 3.
If you want to see how it's done, then you won't interfere with them.
Okay.
I want to find out what a gibberling is.
I want to see how the fuck you steal a village, like an entire village. How do you steal an entire village?
They're gonna steal it. They're gonna steal it, and it's gonna grant them immortality. So we got one vote for number 3, the gibberling.
Yeah, I think Alistair would be interested in the immortality part of it.
All right. Oh, we have Hassan.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, Hassan's late, so he doesn't get a vote. We're doing number 3.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know why I chose to, just get some sleep at midnight. It was a bad idea.
You're fine.
But I'm here now.
you're good, bud. So,
Just go ahead and describe your character while Nelson figures out what the hell a gibberling is and how they're going to steal a village.
I already know.
Okay, describe my character. We hope it's fun playing. I'll let you know what it is before I get into it. But I am playing a caretaker knight.
Oh.
Good night.
Go watch the Knights.
What kind of knight?
Yeah. Emerald Oath.
All right. And what kind of caretaker?
What was the Gnomecraft one?
The what? There was the crystal and the tinkered.
Tinkered, yeah.
Okay. You have a name for him?
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, Green Gears.
Green Gears. All right.
Yeah. So where are we all right now?
Well, see, I wanted to roll the encounter to figure out where we would be. But just so that you know, Josh is playing a Tau Samat with a companion who is a cross between an Ankylosaurus and a hedgehog. Josh's companion is using the new beta rules for companions. His character's name is Klaus Bergen, and his companion's name is Stark. Brian is playing an orc pit warrior named Krimbaktul. Sahib is an old fart Oni war wizard named Alistar. And you're a tinkered caretaker known as Green Gears. For those watching that haven't looked into Saturday Morning Tabletop yet and need to know what these races are, an Oni is like a furry ogre with one eye and horns. An orc is kind of like a gorilla, almost. A Tau Samat is a large walrus man thing. And a tinkered caretaker is like a robotic construct. So that's our group. Let me write down our situation in something other than just numbers. So gibberlings want to steal a village to gain true immortality. All right. So you're part of a group. You're part of a team. You guys know each other, so you don't have to worry about the awkward introductions or whatever. You've been traveling together and heroing together for quite some time. Um, you can be from any sort of guild you want, or just like a freelance group. And let me just search so I can pull up my map. Yeah, this map takes a while to load all the time. So, Gibberlings. What's a good village that needs to be stolen? Okay, I'm gonna do a quick screen share for you guys.
Because looking for a village that needs to be stolen, completely average in tabletop. It happens all the time.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Like, you know, it's not, it's not a big deal. It's just a village. I'm trying to find something and it's not working. Company names. This is what I wanted to click on. Like, it matters. Okay. So you guys are in the Molbosh sort of area. Which is, by this, but right here, it's sort of surrounded on three edges by the Forgotten Peaks, with the largest forest sort of sealing in its eastern borders, which is the Forest of Vondor. And this is a primarily dwarven area. Oh, jeez, Brian. So yeah, you guys are in the Molbosh area. As you can see, the major villages, the major towns, they're almost like little mini cities, are Ortir, Ondin, and Hebron. But the entire region is scattered by smaller villages, trading outposts and whatnot. And there's been rumors of these things called Gibberlings. And the Gibberlings are said to be mages who looked for too much power too fast and got warped into something twisted. And it's said that there's Gibberlings in Ebthron, but they all seem to be collapsing on each other, moving in the same direction. Whenever they're spotted, whenever they're encountered, they all seem to be heading towards the general direction. And everyone fears that they're heading straight for a small little sleepy village in Ebthron by the name of Gagdarum. There's nothing really special.
Gagdarin or Gagdaron?
I'll type it in here. Gagdarum.
Gagdarum.
Yeah. There's nothing.
Have we ever heard of Gibberlings before?
Gibberlings? Common knowledge is that a Gibberling, or common knowledge is more rumor than anything. Rumor and hearsay. Gibberlings are said to be mages who try to gain power by instead of stealing souls like a soul reaver would do, the mage would try to access the mana of other people to steal their mana without having to access their soul. That way they wouldn't curse themselves. But, you know, as power hungry mages often do, they indeed did curse themselves. And they're cursed to walk the world as shadows of their former selves, with 1,000 mouths whispering all their own regrets.
That was legit.
That's the the common rumors and the hearsay, and that's what most people believe a gibberling is. Now, if you want to get a better knowledge, you could give me some sort of intelligence roll, like a history or an arcana.
Krimbaktul is going to go for a history,
Okay.
which was pathetic.
You remember that gibberlings have been around for a long time.
Can I try Arcana?
At disadvantage.
I'm going to give it a nature check.
Okay.
It's a 20, 19 plus 1.
19 plus. You and your weighted dice. Okay, so the knowledge that you glean from, what you know of the natural world. One, of course, gibberlings are in no way, shape, or form natural. As a matter of fact, they are so unnatural that the natural world around them tends to warp and twist. Predators become prey, and the prey become predators. Fishes tend to crawl over the banks of streams, much like a snakehead would. It's just kind of unnatural. Like the natural world begins suffering when a gibberling.
Okay, have I ever faced them before?
Would you have?
I don't know. I'm with a fairly well-known guild, as there are they. I may have. If I haven't, I'm assuming I have heard of someone who has.
Oh, I'm actually asking you.
I haven't, but I have heard of someone that has, and I'm going to make a survival roll to see if I remember how best to fight them. That's 11, 12, 13, 14.
The common tactic to deal with a gibberling is to observe it from as far as possible to find out how to deal with it, because they're often vastly different from one another.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Brian. You can go ahead.
Oh, I did roll, but it was equally as pathetic, so sorry.
But you rolled an arcana, right?
Yeah.
So what was that?
It was 10 and an 8.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you know that they're definitely magical.
Wonderful.
The rumors are true. They're magical creatures.
I'm going to look around at everyone else. And right now, I'm tiny, but the doors on my seat on Stark are actually open so that you can see the tiny house moth with big mouse ears.
Does he look fuzzy?
Yeah, he does.
Wonderful. So we all think you're a hamster.
No, you've. I'm assuming you've seen him when he's not in this form.
I would love to say no.
You can if you want to, but he kind of looks around. If we see any of them, we should observe them from afar as long as we can to figure out their what their shtick is.
Hmm. And you would see this uh rather tall, bulky, tinkerer just sort of lean against his battle axe, vines and moss growing all over his metallic body, just covering in it in patterns and crisscross shapes, and you hear a sort of low hiss emanate somewhere from within as he fixes you with these glowing green eyes. Well, you better hope they don't see us first then, right?
I kind of stand up in my seat, look around at the tank of my companion. Yeah, I don't think I'm pretty visible.
Your companion is. But I agree.
Yeah, people. I'm imagining you guys having this conversation like just outside of one of the major
Yeah.
towns, and like hanging out. People are like leaving town, trade wagons and stuff, and they kind of avoid you a bit because of the huge creature, the huge armored monstrosity.
They
They
probably think it's
they are, all the dwarves. Each dwarf kind of like tips, even if they're not wearing hats. They do a motion to tip their hat, like, okay, we're showing you respect because that thing is kind of scary.
What's hilarious is on the actual Ankylosaurus on Stark. You've never seen him use them, but tied onto the armor is a quiver of arrows and a Titan bow.
Titan ball, Titan ball. So, are you? Is your party ready to sally forth?
Green Gears is always ready.
I look around at the others. Are you guys riding or are you walking?
Green Gears walks like everywhere.
Yeah, you're the only one with a mount.
Technically, my mount could be everyone's mount.
Yeah, technically yes.
They don't mind the prickly bits. That is.
Yeah,
I'm
for an old fart, I don't think I would love to be pierced by any of the spikes and stuff. So
But the thing is,
I would love to walk.
You know it's spiked underneath because you've seen it. But with his armor on, the armor is so thick that it's designed to go over the spikes and it's completely smooth.
Okay.
awesome.
So you guys start, traveling through the forest. Maybe one or two of you are whistling a tune away. Who knows? Ebthron is the entire region is actually a pretty it's pretty lush. You know that the dwarves in the region are always brewing and always mining. They have the major cities are actually metropolises under the mountain because they mine the Forgotten Peaks. But in general, with all the upturning of soil and all the farming that needs to be done to basically create the mash for their brews, this is a pretty lush area. The forests grow thick. but not so thick as to blot out the sun, right? So there's little god rays flying through, and all of a sudden, dun dun, um, Stark is assaulted by a hungry predatory creature. Small bird. Um, the small bird doesn't seem to be able to peck through Stark's armor, but you guys hear that ding 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 ding, and it's a songbird too. So in frustration, it's like ding 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 ding.
Is it looking as if this little thing's trying to communicate?
It roll a nature check.
Okay.
10.
Okay, cool. That's a 17.
Oh god, all right. So
And a 12.
anybody that gets above a 15 or higher can
Okay, what did we have to roll? Sorry, I kind of
a nature check.
yeah.
If you got a 15 or higher, you can
What was that?
yeah. Nobody knows. It would forever be a mystery. However,
Yeah, I rolled really bad.
Krimbach Tool, you've deciphered by the motions and the demeanor and closely examining the beady little eyes of this creature, it looks like it's gone a bit mad. And it's not trying to communicate. It is actually trying to crack open the armor of this creature. And doing so horribly. There's no chance in hell it would ever be able to. But it's persisting. Just ding 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 ding. You can even tell that whenever it's doing its song, it's as if it was trying to roar. But all that comes out is a songbird song.
I believe he thinks our friend might be a nut.
I'm getting up from my seat. And yeah, the entire time I was sitting there leaning back, the doors weren't closed. I was playing on a little tiny guitar. Badly. He doesn't really know how to play guitar, but he likes to. He gets up, taking the guitar with him, walking over the shell of the armor towards the songbird. I'm going to swing to hit it with the guitar.
What?
Oh, okay.
Isn't this songbird technically bigger than you?
Probably.
No, they're both tiny. They're both tiny. Don't worry about it. You can just describe how you take it out. You can just describe. It's obviously a minion.
Okay, he reaches forward, grabs the songbird, picks it up, and just snaps its neck and throws it off to the side.
So it's like. And the tapping draws to its close.
Look around. That was annoying.
And Krimbach Tool just laughs. This moment will live in infamy. The moment where your great mighty hands crushes the little birdie.
I don't think that was needed.
It is worthy of a song.
Yeah. You hold no regard for life now, do you? Well, not like I'm the one to talk about that.
It was annoying. That wasn't giving anybody else a headache.
It was merely singing a song. Far pleasant than whatever you were playing.
That may be true, but it was also banging on the armor. I gotta buff this now. And he quickly pulls out a rag and starts buffing.
So you guys,
Let us.
yeah.
That creature was talking with ferocity. That little bird. They don't attack like this. I observed this before. Seems like they're a bit mad. Could it be gibberling things that we are going to try and fight?
I don't
Gibberling
know.
zoo
We don't
tended
even
to
know
drive
what.
the natural world.
What did you say, Josh?
Gibberlings do tend to drive the natural world a little crazy.
So we could possibly encounter other creatures like this.
Definitely.
It's possible.
Yeah. So, hey, what were you saying?
Yeah, nothing. I was just saying. I was just gonna say if we don't even know what gibberlings are.
So you guys are chatting about not knowing what a gibberling is, or possibly encountering more of this stuff, and you're traveling the road. You're heading to Gagdarum, and you notice just a bit off the path. It looks like an animal trail bisects this road. You can hear like a bunch of like a commotion. There's a lot of movement, and you see a flock of those songbirds. Similar songbirds. Some of them are of a different species, but essentially they're all songbirds. And they're all on top of a carcass. It looks to be of a deer or something.
I'm going to quickly run back to my seat, jump in it, close the doors, so I'm fully within my tank.
So there we have it. The little birdies go all mad and attack anything in sight.
Including you if you're not careful. And you don't have quite the defense my friend here does.
You talking to Krimbak Toad?
Yes.
He's fully armored.
Well, that guy doesn't. Some of you don't. I don't know.
Well, you guys are half communicating, half bickering about who's actually the most armored in your off-kiltered ways. You notice that the songbirds seem to be like moving and growing closer and hoarding up with one another. And it's a little jarring to notice, but they almost seem like droplets of water. As they start drawing closer to each other, they move into one another. And then 2 moves into 5, moves into 10, until all the little songbirds move into a rough blob, munching down on this creature. And the feathers start flying everywhere. And as the moments pass, this happens fairly rapidly. You can start seeing beaks splay across and scatter around its body. It is covered in tiny little songbird beaks, each one of them chirping out.
What color are these things?
It's a bit of a muddled color. Some of the songbirds were bright blues and yellows, some were fully yellow, some were red. So this amalgam of what they were is all of those colors mixed together. There's blue stripes and yellow feathers and parts black blotches.
How far are they away from us?
Maybe 20, 25 feet.
I'm going to kind of tug on the reins. Stark, give him something to make him run away. And I'm using 3 maneuver points to howl or roar in this case, which I do have terrifying howl.
Yep. So you do that, and they seem to stop munching on the creature, and you notice the blob morph, and it looks like it's turning around, but it looks like the beaks are spinning around the blob at a faster rate than the blob itself is turning. And when the blob stops, the beaks move a little bit further, and they're just chirping away at your creature's howl or roar. And it looks like it's climbing down, slithering down the creature, and actually moving towards you. But it doesn't get close. It moves only but 10 feet.
I look up. We've got its attention. One of you guys want to do something?
Does anybody have a fireball?
I tend to avoid fire as a whole. How quickly is it moving towards us?
10 foot. It,
Okay,
was, it
that's
was 25 feet away.
pretty-
It is
pretty-
now 15 feet away.
Grimbach Tool looks to the war wizard. Forget his name.
Alistair?
Yeah.
Alastor.
Alistair?
Yeah. Do you have any magics? It seems like so.
Okay, so I do have magic, but all of these, I get the bird-like creatures, like they're all coming in swarm towards us.
They've become a
It's
blob.
this.
They have become a
They've
singular
become a blob.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess Alastor kind of like starts mumbling to himself. He just says like, should I capture them all or should I just burn them away? Like he's just deciding like here, see, moving his head slightly left then towards right, and then kind of like then just draws his sword and points toward the blob of birds, and well, he starts chanting something. The sword itself, it's kind of like a marking starts forming on the sword, and it's kind of like curvy and reddish, and then all of a sudden this flame erupts and a fireball is launched towards this blob of birds.
A fire bolt?
A fireball. He's casting fireball.
Okay. So would everyone kindly roll his reflex save? I mean his dexterity save? As this,
Jeez.
as this fireball with its 20-foot radius hits a creature 15 feet away from you guys? So everyone is consumed in a bit of flame. What's your save DC, Alistair?
17.
I don't make it.
Shouldn't do that again.
What?
I don't make it.
What kind of save is this?
17. Wait, I
Dexterity.
have to roll as well.
I don't make it.
I make it.
Not even going to try. I'm just going to duck down behind the door.
I got a 10.
Okay, so looks like we all fail. Please, Alistair.
passed.
Okay, Alistair passed. Tell us, Alistair, how much damage does your fireball do? And because you passed, of course, you receive half damage.
Yeah, I know. Let me see. Can I just take the average?
Yeah, you can
And
just take.
rolling is gonna be pain here.
No, it's fine. You can just take the average
Yeah,
damage.
it's gonna be 28 then. Yeah, it's gonna be 28 then.
Ow.
So everyone but Alistair takes 28 damage from Alistair's fireball, and Alistair, you only take what was it, 19?
14.
14? Yeah, 14.
Average, so 14.
To which you
Okay.
hear Grimlock Tool shout, "You idiot!"
Yeah, and as the
Alistair, Alistair kind of rubs his, like, as the flame kind of engulfs everyone, he's like, the edge might be getting to me. Looks like I misjudged the distance and forgot how much the fire can spread.
And as you guys
yeah,
are chatting, you like as the fire begins to clear and you're chatting and you're obviously about to bicker at each other, you can start hearing the songbirds sing, but you hear dozens of them singing, all a little out of tune. Something is about to happen, but if you want to,
yeah. No, but as just wanted to do this, as the fireball erupted and hit, Green Gears, he stumbled a bit backwards and managed to support himself with his battle axe. And the air would, at that point, with this glow on his chest, the air fills with the scent of pine and roses. And all my allies can heal because I have an amulet of the martyr.
so all his allies heal for the damage they just took instantly. All you guys
Yep.
feel hurt and burned, but you're perfectly fine.
Yep, everything smells like pine and roses.
Except for Alistair himself. Oh, that is ridiculously nice.
So, Grimlock Tool was, this explosion radiated into the philosophy of comes out, "You idiot!" And then he just looks at the smoke and nothing happened.
But
The pool is getting too old.
because of the creature's chirping and twisted song, would all of you please roll me wisdom saves? The DC of which is 16.
I saw that.
What do we have to roll?
16.
Wisdom
Oh my
save.
You've got to beat a
16
16.
on the dot.
Yeah.
Alas, I only rolled a 15 plus 3.
I rolled a 23.
Sorry, Nelson, you got cut off for me. So, what do I have to roll?
You have to roll a 16 or higher.
16. But what's the roll? I mean, what roll is it?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
It's a wisdom save.
I see. Yeah. Then it's 19 for me.
So everyone passes the wisdom save. So this twisted song sounds really, really annoying, and it's grating at the back of your skulls. But doesn't do really much other than that. You figured maybe with a bass line, a little bit of auto tuning, it might be a good hit, but right now it's just trash. So,
That's it. I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah.
Stark, let's take care of this. I'm spending 5 points of using a companion attack maneuver.
Okay. Sicking Stark onto whatever this is.
So Stark you're going to see Stark just charge forward and stop spinning around and just slamming his tail into this thing, or trying to as hard as he can.
So what's your attack roll?
And this is with my animal handling, correct?
Yes.
That is 16. 10 plus 6.
16 total. His
Yeah.
mace tail seems like it finds purchase, but the globule of this small creature actually warps with the concussive force of his tail before it actually makes contact. And it clean misses, and it just reforms and flops around like a tower of jello.
Damn. Am I allowed to use? I don't know if I have the point sport. Hold on. Nope, I don't have the point sport.
So you're done?
Yeah, that's the end of my turn. I was going to try to use extra attack, but that would require 10 maneuver points.
Okay.
So who's next?
Yeah, I mean, I already did what I had to, so.
Yeah, and it took its turn. It did its chirping, and it's your guys' go.
And Krimboktul just dashes forward to see if his attack will be effective. Got a 27.
Yep, you splatter your large armored fist into this thing. You can feel the crunch of some of these tiny little beaks as well.
And roll damage.
Yes, roll damage.
Oh. Not 3d6, it's 3d8. Oh. Okay. 20.
20 damage total.
Yep. And then Krimboktul comes in for another attack. Okay, so that's a 26.
That's another hit. More splattering and beak crunching punching.
That's 20 again.
Golly, all right. This thing is still up, but your armor and the armored barding of Stark is being splattered with like little bits of goop, and you know the bits of goop all have like tufts of feather and down.
Okay, and Brian, what's your character's name again?
Krimboktul.
Okay, Krimboktul. In the moment he moved up to strike, Green Gears would have followed, leaving these little flowers in his wake. And he steps up, raises his battle axe high, and he's going to swing hard once. And completely miss.
What'd you roll, a 1?
No, it's a 3 on the d20.
Oh,
With all my modifiers, that gets me nowhere.
yeah.
What's your blessings, son, just for a bit of meta?
Don't
I
handle meta in chat.
I'll let you know as soon as they roll around, but
They're bonus actions.
I know none of them really help me in this case right now. But I can attack again. I have an extra attack. So
Yep.
as the axe goes down and misses, he's going to bring it back up just as hard. And that will be a 21.
A 21. So like as
Yeah.
Krimboktul is. Wait a minute. Did you guys actually take the bond? All about teamwork.
Yeah, I took it.
Oh, okay. So Habe hasn't
Ah.
closed in yet. That's why. All right. So
Okay.
as
okay.
Krimboktul
I think I'm-
is punching this thing, it's like splattering and its form is undulating. And like you swung where it was, but by the time your axe got there, it undulated inward. And when you snatched your axe back up, it was on its way undulating outward, and you just barely hit it. But how much did you hit it?
Okay. That will be a fair amount of damage because I rolled 3 dice. So that is going to be a 4, but not a lot actually. It is 6, but does this count as an evildoer in this case?
Yes.
I will spend one of my recoveries and smite it for along with that 6 for a, to- a total of 36, because we're famous.
Okay, so you can describe how you ended it with just this seemingly glancing blow.
Okay, so as you know, Green Gears would have missed the first time, you would have heard a creaking and a grunt as he swung it back up again. And as the axe actually passed through, just glancing off of this blob of birds, both the axe and the moss and vine that cover Green Gears would have glowed just bright, not too bright, with the light of a small lantern. And then that flash, as it cut through, would have spread across this blob, arcing and breaking into the spider web pattern. And when it vanished, the deed was done and the blob just crumbled.
And Krimbak looks at the blob just disappearing, and then he looks over to his companion. Very impressive.
Quite so.
Yeah.
Now we need to find a river.
And
Uh,
just yeah, go ahead.
I would agree. But I think that could have been one of those things we're looking for, maybe. I'm not sure.
You think that these kings could be gibberling?
Well, they are all different, aren't they?
This is true.
Yeah.
Let's get cleaned up and talk about this. Well,
As you guys are like
I believe.
chatting and about to move on, you notice that not too far behind you looks to be like a tradesman. He's got like several barrels obviously filled with alcoholic beverages, and he's just standing there with like his mouth gaped open in complete shock and awe. And as a matter of fact, there's a little thought bubble coming from his head, and all that's in it, you guys can all see it, and all that's in it is a dot dot dot.
Stark will kind of turn around and begin to walk towards him as I open the doors and stand up, like almost Captain Morgan style, as Stark walks forward. It is fine, kind gentlemen. We were simply defending the road from a pesky little creature.
His eyes move down to look at you, and the thought bubble, you can see an animated hand with an eraser erasing the three dots, disappearing off the thought bubble, and then returning with a dry erase marker and writing a brand new three dots.
I am Klaus, traveler. What is your name?
Dot dot dot.
No, he's just like I'm Theodore Graybeard. You're what in the hell are you? And again, you see like the hand in the thought bubble erase the three dots, return with another dry erase marker, and it draws the picture of a brain with a fuse attached to it.
I
That's it.
walk forward. I walk forward onto my companion's head, and he lifts his head up. Have you never seen a talisman under the effects of a weed man potion?
He looks down at you, pauses, and then looks up at his own thought bubble. And when he does so, the fuse for the thought bubble lights. Then he looks back at you. No.
I'm a rare creature, not often seen around here. We're a very small type of halfling.
He just starts nodding slowly. And you can see the fuse and the thought bubble growing smaller and smaller. Okay.
I reach out to shake his hand.
He squints his eyes to try to look at your little hand. Uh, um, oh, and he like sticks out his hand, and he looks like he could just pick you up.
I grab his finger and shake with my full strength.
He's like, oh! And the fuse rapidly grows smaller in the thought bubble until it looks like it's just about to hit the picture of the brain.
Would care for a ride?
His eyes open up wider, and then he takes a step back, and he looks like he's examining your mount for the first time. And that's when you see the brain in the thought bubble. The fuse hits the bottom, the brain explodes, all right, and the tradesman's eyes roll in the back of his head as he faints.
What did you do?
And then the thought bubble is still there, and you just see like a black and white version of Benjamin Brownie show up in like a janitor's outfit and start sweeping bits of the brain that blew up.
I jump down and hoist him up onto Stark.
He's completely unconscious and at your mercy.
This is when you all realize I still have pretty decent strength when I'm tiny.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like anything else is happening but the dwarf actually being moved up. You don't know. You know who it is. You just don't see him because he's clearly under this door somewhere. And you guys are still splattered with the gibbling bits. Some of the goo has like a beak left, and the beaks are still moving, but there's no sound coming out.
I kick him off. Get back in my seat, turn around, look at the others. Well, let's find a river. This is going to take a while to clean off.
No, what about our friend I'm Theodore Greybeard?
He'll get an easy ride till he wakes up.
Well, and what was he carrying, Nelson, along with him? Was there a cart?
Yeah, he had an oxen with a cart full of barrels of what must be adult beverages.
Yeah, I'm going to walk over to the oxen and sort of just lean out and gently pat them on the head. Well, best bring them along as well then.
Screw
Either
that.
way.
Let them go. Hook that thing up to Stark's tail.
You better remember
Okay, and
this thing is attached to your beast's tail if we get attacked again. Or that is going to go bye-bye.
This is true.
Yeah.
We could get destroyed.
I will just lead them along. Do not worry.
Just in case, maybe we should drink a couple barrels of that.
You are welcome to. I do not drink.
Avoid my senses than be drunk.
What's your race again? Out again?
He's an orc.
Oh. You're an orc that doesn't want to get drunk? It's odd, my friend.
You think orcs should all get drunk?
I think everyone should always get drunk, but most people usually want to.
You're so little. Why would you want to get so drunk?
I look at one of the others. He does know this isn't my actual size, right?
I would think so.
Let's get on our
Well,
way.
yes, let's move on. The drink is
Yeah, I
coming
think we
with
can.
us. We do
I
not
think
have
we
to
can
worry.
move on, and Alistair is kind of like, okay, yeah, I think we can move on and figure out if we are gonna drink some or not on the way. As you know, he kind of like gets a bit, tastes a bit of the beer or whatever that drink is, just to see how good it is.
Great.
So, you guys go on, and assuming that you've come from like the city of Ondon, that's one of the mining towns. They have breweries in there as well. They move products back and forth, and they usually move it up and down a river. So you do come across a river as you're moving southward, so that you can clean and clear up your armors and whatnot. It's but a few minutes walk down the road.
Oh, I definitely clean off Stark's party.
Um, when you get to the river to clean off your armor, you notice that the water doesn't want to come off. You splash it on like a liquid, and then it becomes like a mud. But it still looks, for all intents and purposes, to be water. It's just behaving oddly.
Those damn things are screwing up nature around here. We're gonna need water to wash off the water.
I guess then we
This
should
is
hope
gonna be
for rain.
at some point. This is gonna get redundant.
So do you guys struggle with the water stuck on your armor?
No.
Like the parts that you went to wash away, they seem to be dissolving a bit in the water in little clouds and stuff, but the water itself isn't really coming off. It's like a thick, viscous mud that's just like latching
Is
onto
it
whatever crevice that it's been splashed on.
Does it look like it's damaging?
It doesn't look like it's damaging anything.
Yeah. Green Gear's trying to, just swipe it off. To no avail, I guess.
Well, it like gets on your hands and then it sticks to your hands, and you can't get it completely off your hands without rubbing it on your clothes. But then it's on your clothes.
Like, I guess I would take out some. Go get Go get my gear bundle, take out a rag, and try to wipe it off on that.
Oh yeah, it'll all like get stuck to the rag. Especially assuming that maybe it's like a porous like burlap rag.
Yeah.
It'll get stuck to that, and eventually you can get it all off of your armor onto the rag. But then your rag is clumped up with this odd water, or this oddly behaving water.
Yes, and I just tossed the rag in the river.
When the rag hits the river, it doesn't sink; it floats on top, and it doesn't look like it was clumped up with anything. It's just like kind of sitting on the top of the river, floating downriver.
Get back in my seat. Oh, you all ready to go?
Yeah.
You guys
Oh,
have like
okay.
seeing this stuff. For whoever wishes to remember it, depending on whatever region you want it to come from, you remember that there's stories of some weird things that bend reality, similar to this, that encompass the Shadowwood.
Oh, being from Mitzelberg, I'd probably know about that.
So you know that there's odd happenings like this all day, every day in the Shadowwood.
Yeah, look at the others. This is starting to remind me of the Shadowwood. You know, there was actually a theory when I found good old Stark here in Polymire that he actually came from the Shadowwood. Which that was just a theory. No one's ever seen anything like him.
Stark just goes,
He is a strange creature. Uh, and you can still see Green getting some of the remaining dregs of that viscous thing, just rubbing it off of one thing or another.
yeah,
Has-
go ahead.
Just has our friend woken up?
Oh, he's still
Or did
like
he?
he's still unconscious.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he's probably snoring by now. He's more sleeping than fainting.
I'm gonna take one of my wine skins, walk over, and splash some on his face.
Yeah, he wakes up. Hi, what?
Hello again, friend.
And then he looks at you, squints his eyes, and then his eyes start to like widen again in complete shock and dismay. And then one by one, you just see bloop, a single bubble, bloop, the second bubble, as the the thought bubble line starts to form, before finally the large bubble, bloop, opens up. And you see a drawing of Benjamin Brownie looking upset to be here again.
I hand him a normal human-sized wineskin. Here, take a drink. It always helps me in the morning.
He grabs it, pops the wineskin, and just before he drinks it, there's like this momentary Matrix-like pause where like the camera spins around everything, the world is standing still, and then we focus in on the thought bubble, right, with Benjamin Brownie, and he's talking, but because he's in a thought bubble, he makes no sound, so he gets a chat bubble that says, "Kids, always remember to never give in to peer pressure." And then the dwarf corks the wineskin again and kindly hands it back to you, looking shyly.
I take it, uncork it, take a drink, cork it again, another swig.
He just starts like scratching his head. I don't know what and he looks at his thought bubble, and the brownie's just tapping his foot impatiently.
I'm Klaus. This is Stark. You're Theodore.
I know who I am. I'm Theodore Graybeard. You're weird.
Are you all right, Theodore Greybeard?
Yeah, kind of.
So, is your name Theodore Greybeard, or I am Theodore Greybeard? I believe you used the latter earlier.
No, I'm. My name is Theodore Graybeard, and you're weird too,
Understood.
but I know what you are. Kind of.
I am Green Gears.
Yeah. We've got guys like you in the brewery, but oh god, you're weird too. And he turns to look at Alistair. He's like, I at least I've heard of things like you. And then he turns and he sees Krimbock Tool. And he looks kind of depressed, deflated, and defeated. And you just hear him grumble, "I never thought I'd see the day where the sight of an orc would comfort me."
Look, Theodore, I want up a potion vial. This is called a wee man potion. When you drink one, it makes you tiny, and it gives you mouse ears and a tail.
That I've I mean, the things that I've drunk might, I mean, if you drink a lot, kind of make you think you see people like you.
No,
But
this is a magical potion.
okay, why would you why would you do that?
Because it's fun.
Yeah, you're still weird.
Yeah, Alistair is kind of like rubbing at his head at this point, and he's like, lately my memory's gotten weaker, but I think we were supposed to do something. I feel like we are getting a bit sidetracked, a bit too much.
And the
But
picture of
getting sidetracked is also fun.
the picture of the brownie in the thought bubble turns to look at Alistair and is just nodding his head in agreement.
Anyway, Theodore, would you like a ride to town?
I was yeah, I was heading to you know I was gonna go to Mobosh, but
Ah, excellent. Was that where we were heading? May have been where we were heading. I can't remember where we were heading. We're going to Millbosh now. I walk back to my seat.
the picture of the brownie inside of Theodore's thought bubble smacks his head. He face palms himself. He face palms.
I jump in my seat and hit the reins. Is anyone going to stop me?
I'm not doing anything to stop you.
Yes, the brownie actually reaches through the thought bubble. You hear a pop and a as the thought bubble starts to deflate, but not before he grabs the reins and pulls them back in a southerly direction. And then he snatches his hand back into the thought bubble before it winks out of existence. And Theodora kind of looks at where his thought bubble was, really confused. Oh, I'm gonna stop testing the product to make sure it's good.
Apparently, that weird creature that's cutting your head wants us to go this way, so we're going to go this way.
Yeah.
Was anyone
Very
wondering
well.
what those weird bubbles coming out of his head are? I mean, they're just strange.
Um, we've seen a lot of strange today. I'm not going to question all of it.
I've seen more strange things today that weren't just in my head.
Is it us?
Yes. You guys are strange.
Why are we so
In some
strange?
sort.
I mean, you're acting as if you've never seen a tiny mouse creature riding a giant spiked animal covered in armor.
As you're talking, he's just slowly shaking his head no, faster and faster with each word you say, and just says, uh. You're
And
weird.
you said you have seen my kind before, then how am I strange?
You're,
Is it the vines?
yeah. Why, don't you do, maintenance?
They are a blessing. They do not require maintenance.
He starts rubbing his head as it's getting really hard for him to think about these things. And it's
Theodore.
Yeah,
obvious as
Alistair
such.
kind of moves in. Alistair kind of moves in towards Theodore and he pats him on the back. You're you're still young. Don't let these things wreck your brain.
And you start to hear a
Otherwise,
commotion.
you're not. Yeah.
Yeah, you start to hear a commotion from the wagon you're dragging behind Stark. You see like the barrels of adult beverage begin to shake and move as if something is stirring amongst them.
Oh, I guess we should smash that.
Um, as you say that, you just like see the head of a halfling pop up. Hey! Stop making so much damn noise! Oh, holy cow! What in the hell?
You have a friend.
The halfling throws his arms up in a position of surrender, and Theodore's like, "Oh, yeah." He drank more than me.
Okay, Theodore. You see, have you ever heard of a knight?
Yeah, it's when the sun goes down.
Not that kind of knight. A holy knight with a K.
Uh, yeah.
Okay. You ever heard of a green knight?
No.
Okay, they're kind of like the holy knights, but they're all about nature. Our friend here is one of those.
And yeah, Green Gears will just lift up one hand and do a tiny wave.
Okay. He's kind of green.
He's blessed by the nature gods. Okay? It's nothing to be weirded out about.
No, he's fine. Can I put my hands down?
Yes, you can put your hands down.
You don't look like you're muggers or robbers or
We're heroes.
Are you highwaymen heroes? Thank you for rescuing us. Hey, Greybeard, what they rescue us from? I don't know.
Gibberlings. We rescued you from Gibberlings.
Holy hot
your
hell
friends
from above and below. Gibberlings, you say?
And your friend's just bizarre lack of grace.
Holy, they ate the oxen. He doesn't
No,
see them anywhere, and you're tied to the giant creature.
We let the oxen go.
Why?
It's easier for Stark to pull that thing.
What the hell? Who in the hell is Stark? Which one of you
Stark
guys?
is this.
That is what is that?
I reach over and pat the armor.
Oh, all right. That's
No.
Okay.
Maybe for the future, I would recommend not trying your own thing, your own brew.
No. Always try your own booze. Otherwise, how are you going to know if it's good?
Well, not this much then.
Look. I don't know what you're talking about. Who? I sound like a damn owl. But yeah. Why? We look like we went too dang far.
Well, your friend was unconscious, so you just traveled with us. And at that point, I'm going to get up out of my chair, walk back along Stark, jump up onto the wagon, get into the back, grab a barrel, and walk back.
Hey, wait. I thought he throws his arms up again in surrender. Okay, you got me. I'm so. I thought you. Good trick. Highwayman Heroes is yours. Just leave me alone. I want to live. I've got a wife and
Oh,
5
I heard.
kids.
I set the barrel down on Stark. I completely forgot. I go over to the armor, pull back a section, grab a coin purse, take out, walk back, and like, how much for the barrel?
Uh, and then you hear Theodore. Oh, aren't you single? Seven. Five for you. Five. He still has his hands up in surrender. 5 coins is perfectly fine. For the
Put
barrel.
your hands down. Here's 7 coins. Jesus. Walk back, put the gold away, get back in my seat.
We are
Tap
spending
the
too
keg.
much time here.
I assume we're moving as all this is going on.
Yeah.
Like, I never told Stark to stop. Stark is just continuing in a straight line.
Oh God! All right, so you're continuing. He's like wiggling and stuff with his hands up. I can't. All right, thank. He takes the gold coin from you, puts it in his pocket, and then puts his hands back up. I'm not a threat. It's okay. I have a wife and 7 kids. I want to live.
Would you just put your hands down? We're not robbing you.
I give you my word as a Green Knight.
Oh,
You will be fine.
okay. You're green. They make you guys in all sorts of colors, huh? All right. I'm putting my hands down slowly. I thought the song said when I put them up, they're supposed to stay there. But that's neither. All right, don't kill me. I have a wife and 12 kids. I want to live.
Yeah, you know the number of your kids just keeps getting higher.
I'm prolific. Theodore is just walking beside you like, oh, yeah. So you're just walking with these guys. You're going southerly, which is completely not the direction they're supposed to be going. The halfling is like, I'm really concerned about the direction we're taking. Hey, he squints his eyes. What in the hell is that? And you guys can see in the distance, like an oversized, old, like an ancient pig bear. Right? And this thing is easily the same size as Stark. You know, it's got like
Uh-oh.
fur missing in areas, even at this distance, visible scarring, claw marks all over the place. Like this thing has been in battles with God knows what.
I quickly adjust the reins, reach forward, and close the doors.
Yeah. Green Gears looks at our, halfling friend and he's like, it's something we best not try to get too close to right now. I don't see anything good coming out of it.
But it's a fight! Stark, charge!
Yet, Green Gear's glowing green eyes just sort of widen.
Okay, what do you do when you
Go as
charge?
wide as it possibly.
Oh, all right. Sorry. All right, cut you off. I'm so sorry.
No,
Yeah.
it's good. As our tiny Tau Samot and Stark just rush off.
Yeah, so You're charging the hell out of the out of this ancient, glorious pig bear, and as you're like it's about 60 feet away. It's pretty far. Uh, and you're drawing closer to it. You get close enough. Yes, the cart is like. You're drawing closer to the pig bear. You left Theodore behind because he was walking beside you. The halfling is in there. Oh God, what in the hell's going? I can't believe I got a wife and 36 children. I want to live. Right. That's the halfling. And as you draw closer to the pig bear, you can't quite close the distance to be able to attack. Though you do see the pig bear sitting there, and in between two of its claws is a little daisy, and it's picking the flowers out of the daisy. And just
Oh wow. Well, Alistair is also in the same, cart, like bouncing off and he's kind of like screaming, oh my back, stop, stop. And as the halfling kind of says, like, I have 36 children, everything like kind of gets into slow-mo, and Alistair looks at this halfling and eyes like get wide open, and like, there's a limit to everything. And then the thing resumes again, and like, all the bounces and everything.
so eventually amongst the chaos of all this bouncing and back pain, you do notice that this ancient pig bear is just picking the petals of a flower, mumbling to itself.
Okay.
I pull on the reins and start skids to a halt.
Yeah, I'm gonna be following them as fast as I can, which isn't very fast.
So eventually you guys like catch up. The pig bear doesn't react, doesn't roar at you guys. It like you see the brow sort of lift up so that the eyes look your way momentarily as it just lowers its eyes and brow back at the petal, at the flower for which it's picking the petals of. It picks all the petals off and it picks another flower and starts again.
I just open the doors and kind of look at this thing. It's not.
It appears to be docile.
It's not going to attack us.
It definitely doesn't look that way.
Well, that's no fun.
It looks like it's a
Not every-
battle-hardened ancient beast of war that has seen more mating seasons than you could probably count. But right now, it's just picking petals off a flower.
So we've got attacked by songbirds, and this pig bear thing is just sitting there looking at it, like not even paying any attention to us.
It is a strange forest.
I bet you that would have been a good fight too. We gotta fight
You know-
these
you
gibberling
know-
things. They're messing with the natural order.
I guess we best move past and onwards then. No point in bothering with this creature. It is going about its own business.
You just, as you guys are talking, you hear in the background. Okay, I know I didn't drink that much. So, you guys just
Well,
travel past.
come on now.
Yeah.
And yeah, Green Gear is just gonna start moving past. Beckoning Stark and, well, basically Stark because everyone else is linked to the thing.
So you guys pass the pig bear. You keep Yeah, you keep going on. You keep getting further and further away from the normal route to Molbosh, traveling through the forest of Epthrin. And you do
Yeah.
see other weird things, like you see a tree that has grown up and curved around, and it looks like it's blowing in the wind, but there isn't any wind, not strong enough to blow this tree. And the what would have been the top of the tree, all the branches and leaves, seem to be brushing away at the grass, and it's already brushed away the grass in this area, and it looks like it's kind of almost digging itself a hole. And you continue past that.
Mm.
You guys were informed as to where Gang Drum was,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to where it's supposed to be, but it looks like it's about 80 feet further.
Yeah, Gringer sort of, reaches up and scratches the side of his head in an almost nails on chalkboard sort of sound.
Yeah. And you guys are in a clearing. Like there was once something here.
Yeah, he's gonna look at sort of like, are we in the right place? Somewhere roundabouts here. Uh,
Did you pull out a map?
hmm?
Did you pull out a map?
No, just stating it, scratching his head.
I I'll walk back and get into one of my bundles, pull out a map. I'm looking at the map. I'm gonna use survival, see if we're in the right place. As I'm trying to figure out where we are on the map and by our surroundings and all that.
All right.
I'd like to help.
All right.
That's a 17.
Yeah.
That's
you guys,
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
You guys know that according to the directions you've been given, where Gang Darum is supposed to be, you're standing at where, like, the second or third building of Gang Darum is supposed to be, and it just seems to be like a clearing with no grass, no real trees, just like tightly compacted dirt, as if there was something really, really heavy sitting on this area for an extended period of time. And like I said, it looks to be about 80 or so feet. The nearest building seems to be 80 or so feet away from your current position.
Pretty sure where a building should have been.
Uh, that one, right? And Gringer points at it.
Yeah, that one right there. As, he- as,
I've
as,
never.
he, as he says this, everyone hears a ringing. He looks down at his watch. Holy shit! Very quickly pulls into his pack, pops a cork, and drinks another potion.
Uh, I I believe last time I checked, buildings could not walk.
Yeah, and pig bears didn't pick daisies. Oh, yeah. Did you
I
see that
I
pig
shall
bear?
take
And
a
the
look.
damn tree was digging a hole. The tree was digging a hole.
And songbirds didn't attack large
Gringer
starks on
just
sight.
shakes his head, and he's gonna start moving towards the building. That's like 80 feet away.
So you're moving towards the building, and as you grow closer and closer, you can start seeing figures walking about. Most of which are, of course, dwarves, there are halflings, there are Nazari halflings, which is, the normal type of halfling, like the halfling inside the cart. There are a few halfling gremlins walking about as well, and a handful of humans. Some of
Okay.
which seem to be like really twitchy in the way they walk. Like it looks like if you recorded them walking and then deleted a few frames, like deleted one or two frames every 5 or 6 frames from the film, that's how it looks like they're
Okay.
walking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Green Gear sort of just does his equivalent of blinking, where the green light in his eyes vanishes for a second and then pops back in, but continues to approach this town. The moment someone's within, he thinks someone's within earshot, he raises up one hand, sort of waves, and hello.
Um, let's see. One of the individuals stops and waves high, but it's one of the ones that is moving very jerkily. The one that was moving very uncanny like. There's several of them, and one of the human ones stops. And it looks like it's waving, but again, the hand just skips certain position in the wave. And you just hear the human yell out, "Hello! How are you?" Oh god, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good.
And
Look, can we?
when he actually noticed that, sorry, go on.
No, it's just the halfling in the cars. Can we turn around? I want to turn around. I don't want to go for that. Doesn't look good. What in the hell is that? What? First we have a tree digging a hole, a daisy picking pig bear, and I don't even know what that is. It look like a human. That can't be no human. Human don't move like that. I ain't never seen nothing that move like that. You see how that? Oh God, I need a drink. I need a damn drink. I need a damn drink. And he just disappears in between the barrels.
Yeah. So you saw, did the rest of you see that as well?
Yeah,
It wasn't
we saw it.
what do you
Yeah,
think it
Alistair
is?
is also right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm seeing that. There's no doubt about that.
I don't know what I think
And
about that. Should I attack it? Should I not?
It starts walking
no,
back to close the distance towards you guys.
yeah, yeah. Green Gears will call out, when something like, is everything okay? Your town appears to have moved.
Um, it clasps its hands together and it calls out to you a little less loudly since it's drawing closer. Like every single footstep it takes, it's moving 3 footsteps closer. You just don't see it make the other two. And
Oh,
we're okay. How are you?
uh, confused.
I can help with that. It's drawing even closer and closer until it's no longer cupping
Yeah,
its hand. It's close enough to talk to you without cupping its hands.
yeah.
Hey, strangers!
Green Gears. Um, your town. I if I recall correctly, I believe it was some ways there, and Green Gear sort of gestures towards where everything should be. What what happened?
Oh, nothing. Things change with time, and it starts to
Uh,
like jerk around a bit, almost as if you're looking at a film that's skipping.
are you all right? You don't seem to be moving all that well for a human.
You know, I feel fine. Can't say that I felt any better ever, ever. Matter of fact, change is good, a good thing. Change helps. Change helps. It does.
Yeah. Green sort of, glances at his companions. Um,
I'm gonna look at Grin Gear.
you,
Why is he not freaking out about me? Everyone freaks out about me.
And the guy looks at you, and again, he doesn't turn to look at you. It's like his head is looking at Green Gears, and then his head is looking in your direction. You don't know when it turned. Well, I wouldn't freak out
well,
while looking at you. Everybody's a bit different.
Yeah, I instantly get in my seat and close the doors. Something's wrong.
Oh, don't be shy, little guy. Don't be shy at all. No, not shy. Not bashful either.
Alistair, does do you see this as well?
Yeah, I do, but I don't think I can do anything about that right now.
Can't you detect
And
magic or something? See what the hell's going on, Alistair?
actually, that's a pretty good idea. Yeah, Alistair kind of like after he said that, Alistair realized, yeah, I can actually detect magic, so he's gonna cast detect magic.
Well, I can tell you right now, the entire village of Gangdarum is a very magical place. Magical indeed. Indeed it is. Um and when you pay your mana to detect magic, you can tell that, for lack of a better word, it's like this guy looks like he has magical vitiligo. Like there's
Whoa.
patchworks of magic through his body that are
Uh
emanating
huh.
magic through his body. The entire floor is emanating a faint magical aura, as as well as in the distance, in the village, there seems to be a bit of a faint glow of magic, but it's a little far away to tell what it is right now.
But so by looking at it, does it look like that can be the origin of where all of the magic is coming from or something?
Um, it's hard to tell.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
there's magic all
Alistair
across the
really.
floor. Oh, remember, there's magic on the ground you're standing, and it leads
Mhm.
all the way to where the village is. Behind this guy you're looking at.
Yeah. Well, Alistair kind of relays the information, and he also says that we should move toward the village instead of just standing there. If we are going to find something, that's probably where it's going to be. It's not, we aren't going to get anything from these guys.
Okay,
Well,
Alistair, I'll take your word for it, man. I'll take point.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just
I'll.
weird. It's kind of like they've been patched with magic or something.
I'm gonna quickly
Yeah,
hit the reins as kind of as Stark and I move in front of everybody else, kind of acting as a shield.
yeah.
Begin to
Green
move
Gear sort
forward.
of looks at our new friend and like, well, if you could just lead us back to town, then.
So yeah, the
We,
figure does like a half turn, and then a over exaggerated wave for you to follow him, like in the old Nick at Night Leave It to Beaver sort of episodes. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
come on
Uh,
by. And he actually says that, he's like, come on by, follow me, follow us, let's go. And he starts to walk away, and again in the same fashion, he seems to almost disappear, like momentarily, like he just gets further. You don't see how he got further, the movement for him to get, to close that amount of distance. He's just there, and it keeps periodically happening. And as you're drawing even closer and closer and closer to the village, you see a few dozen other people that are moving in the same exact manner. Yet they they're very friendly. They're smiley. They turn, they kind of wave to you all. They all like greet you and say welcome. And there's other villagers there that they look like they're averting their eyes from everyone. So, how can I help you
Mm-hmm.
guys? Welcome to our village. Our village, Gangdaroom. It's a very magical place. Very magical indeed. We're here to help you about. We can help you. Would you like help? You look like you've been traveling for a while.
You you do not need to repeat the same thing. We understand the first time.
It's great understanding. Understanding is good. Seeing eye to eye is a difficult thing these days. Don't you think? Confusion can cause a lot of problems. Understanding is what we need in this life. And then he
Well,
smiles.
mm, yeah, you'll just hear a faint hiss from Green Gears, but no words come out.
So in like this little short moment of silence, you can hear coming from the carriage. Obviously the sound of the halfling like drowning all his worries and whatever adult beverages is in these barrels. So what can I help you with? What can we help you with? We can be very helpful if you let us know what you need. What do you need? Do you need anything?
So what do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living? I eat and I breathe and I enjoy this great, good sunshine and air. It's good. It's great. It's here. It's in my lungs.
So are you like the welcome party?
I'm, well, I've been to a lot of parties. They're very fun and I am very welcoming indeed. We all here are very welcoming. And Gang the Room, it's a magical place indeed.
Why do you keep saying it's a magical place indeed?
Because indeed it is a magical place. This is a magical place indeed.
You realize you sound like a rerun?
A who run? I don't run very much. I don't really need to run very much. There's not very many scary things in the forest here because we are in this great and fantastic place of Gang Darum. Gang Darum. This village is a very magical place. Did you know that? Very magical place indeed.
You've only said that like 15 times at this point.
And now I
Yes.
don't bother counting. Why limit your joy? You shouldn't limit your joy. Happiness is abounding. You can join us in happiness. Would you like to join us in happiness? We can help you with that.
I'm gonna look it over at whoever's next to me and say in giant, about to have Stark attack this guy.
Yeah, Alistair replies that in back in Giant that I don't think that's a good idea and you should never do that. Maybe inquire him about what we're looking for.
And the human replies, yes, that wouldn't be a good idea. Not a good idea at all. But he replies in common.
And Green Gears is just sort of looking from one person to the other, not getting a word of what they're saying until he speaks in common, of course.
Yeah. But
What would not be a good idea?
But when the human replies, the mouth on his face is just smiling. His voice is coming from him, but not from his mouth, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's a ventriloquist.
I don't quite feel so certain about this place anymore.
And there's a dwarf that shows up, and he's another jerky, moving, very uncanny looking individual. Welcome to Gangdaroom. Gangdaroom is a magical place. Did he tell you how magical a place this was? This is a very magical place indeed. So how
Guys,
can we
what are
help
we gonna
you?
do?
You could do
I'm
just about
ignoring-
everything you want here.
I'm ignoring those two at this point. I'm
You
looking
could
at the
take
rest
a
of my party.
calming walk in this magical road. The road itself is magical. Did you know that? A very magical
Yeah, like I
place.
said,
Yes, a
Could
very
you
magical
stop
place
talking?
indeed.
like I said, I'm ignoring those two at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turning to my companions, what do we do?
Yeah, I think we should move to the center of the place, where there was kind of like a glow that I talked about.
Are you
A
certain
glow
that
of
will
magic
help?
that was. I don't know.
You
I think we have to find the creature we're looking for, or something actually is up here.
understood? Just don't repeat yourself again. It it's become quite unnerving.
Well, I haven't been repeating myself. Have I been repeating myself? I haven't been repeating myself, have I? No, no, you haven't. As a matter of fact, you just
Sir, could
arrived.
you please stop? We
They
understand.
they both pause, and simultaneously their look is at each other, and then their look is at you. But again, you didn't see them turn their heads,
Ah, jeez.
and you swear you didn't blink.
I don't really blink. So,
Oh, this is getting creepy.
to the center of town, then. Let We're already here.
Well, we can help lead you to the center. Would you like me to take you to the center? I can be your guide. I've known this place inside and
Yeah.
out, outside and in, inside and out. I've been here all my life in this
Yeah.
magical place of Gangdarum. You know it's a magical place
Yeah.
indeed. Indeed
Be
it
right
is.
back. I gotta use the restroom.
Okay.
So you guys get ready to move?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the only option we have for now.
Okay, so when you guys get ready to try to move towards the beginning of town, you finally notice that you've moved into town and you've walked past a few buildings, but now it looks like you're at the very edge of town. And with that, we can take a 5-minute break to everybody. You can do your
Okay.
bios, get your drinks, take your pauses, and we'll reconvene shortly.
All right. This is weird.
All right, I'll go and refill my glass as well. Oh boy, I'm gonna eat when I get a chance.
I'm back.
We're on a break for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's break time.
Ah, all right,
Yeah.
cool.
What the heck is going on? This is grade A creepy shit. Jeez. At least I'm fully awake now.
Well, maybe you'll get nightmares after this.
Yeah, no, I won't. What do you think it is, Josh?
I have no
I think
idea at this point.
Just damn Nelson for making it crazy weird.
Seems like some kind of displacement or distortion. Like a TV that's cutting in and out.
Yeah, it's probably gonna hurt. Whatever it is.
That's the closest thing I could compare it to.
Wait, what? What? Are you guys metaing?
Yes, we're
How would you
discussing.
meta?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I just came back.
Yes, we are metaing about things we don't know as to what's happening. And who animated this whole show that, like, we're having frame skips and stuff.
They clearly cut
I've
some corners.
Yes.
They didn't cut
Like a
corners. What happened was that they're drawing in an American style, but the animation is themed off of anime. So they're saving on
Makes
frames,
sense.
but they're doing it
Yeah.
poorly because they don't understand the concept of anime. So
Yeah,
they're
seems
being
so.
instead of instead of being like productive and maximizing on their frames and all that, they're just cutting frames. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
apparently the storyboarding or whatever was done was about, it was for 24 frames per second, but all the art they're doing is like 11 frames per second. So we're having a lot of skips there.
No, to me, it seems like the satellite signal keeps cutting in and out.
This town is animated by DirecTV, and it's a storm. It's horrible. So
Needless to say, I have no idea what's going on. So
Hassan's not back yet, right?
I'm right here.
All right.
Brian kind of went away.
He's
Did he
not.
say anything?
He's not feeling too good.
Oh, okay. Oh, damn.
Yeah. So we'll press on. So continuing where we left off, like I said, when you guys were trying to not focus on the giant cat in Josh's camera, that you finally realize that during this talk, though you had passed a handful of buildings to walk into town, you now realize that you are at the edge of town. And you also realize that Theodore is nowhere there. But you can hear the halfling guzzling away somewhere in the cart.
We just right now. How did we get back here?
Back where? We never left anywhere. We've been here in the magical town of Gangderum. The magical town, you know. A magical town indeed. Indeed. And you see a little gremlin begin to walk up. And the gremlin is like averting her eyes. And she's not moving quite in the same way as the other two villagers. She's moving more in the lines that you guys move.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't she looks like she tries to look up at you guys, but stops her gaze short. As she says, "Welcome to Gang Durum. It's a magical place. A magical place indeed."
why won't you look at us there, lass?
She looks up at where the voice comes. She kind of looks confused when she sees where that voice was coming from, and she cracks like a toothy gremlin-y smile. That's like about 2 sizes too big of a smile. Oh, lass, how you doing? It's a magical place here in Gangderum. You said it. I couldn't have said it better myself. Neither could I. Oh, it's a very magical place. And she replies, "A magical place indeed. Indeed, indeed."
What's so magical about it?
I can show you around this magical place of Gangderum. It is beautiful and wonderful, and it fills your eyes with glorious sights and your lungs with glorious air. It's a magical
Technically,
place.
everywhere fills your lungs with air.
Not like in Gang the Room. No, not at all like in Gang the Room. It's a magical place. A magical
So,
place indeed.
so why
Indeed
why is it
is.
magical?
She turns to the others and she kind of like looks down at the floor. I can show them why it's a magical place.
Uh,
Oh, indeed, that is a great idea. I hear they
and
want
you're
to go
green.
to the middle of town, the center of
Not show
town.
us. Tell us.
She kind of like turns to look at you, stops before actually looking at you, and then turns back and faces downward. I can show you. Showing you is the best thing to experience the magic of Gang Rum, because Gang Rum is glorious and a very wonderful and magical
It's a
place.
magical place indeed. We go.
And after you say indeed, the other two go, indeed, indeed.
I know I'm going towards becoming a senile and all, but I think I might lose my mind right here with listening just a magical word.
Yeah. So each and every one of you, at this very moment, roll me a check. Okay? The check is your choice of insight or perception.
We roll both.
One. Choose one.
I'm rolling insight,
I'll
and
roll
I
perception.
say, well, it's a 12.
Okay.
So 18.
18 what?
Perception.
Okay.
12 plus 6.
All right. So an 18 perception, and Alistair got a 12. So what does Green Gears get? Which check and how much is the value?
Hassan, you might be muted, buddy. You're
Yeah,
muted
sorry,
if
sorry.
you're
I
talking.
had to run. I'm back. I just had to run real quick. Yeah. Wait. So what? Did we start moving towards the center of town?
Not yet. I'm calling for your choice of perception or insight as a check.
Sure. Well, that will be a 21 on the perception.
Golly. All right. So you notice that the gremlin she has her hands kind of behind her back and she's twiddling her fingers and she's tapping like one of her toes, not her whole foot, but one of the little hook clawed toes that gremlins have. That's what you notice of her. Both of you, actually, both of you that rolled perception. You know, Green Gears and Klaus Bergen. That's what you guys notice.
Okay, darling. We'll follow you. But you two stay here.
Lead the way.
This is hero business. I say, directing my attention to the other two.
Oh, it's all right. We can come along. We can stay about. It
Stay
doesn't
here.
matter.
It matters.
We will be fine. You can stand here.
Well, are you all right,
You
little
will
one?
come
You
back.
don't. You don't look all right. No, you don't. You look like
She's
you
fine.
need help. And they look at each other. They like their heads are just looking at each other again. You never really see when they turn their heads. Their gazes just appear to be looking at things.
Okay. Can I just designate them as enemies?
uh, you got to tell him what you're doing if you're doing anything.
Want to do a maneuver? How?
Yeah.
I'm going to designate them as enemies and use 3 points to do a maneuver. How?
Okay. So
So, as you know, I kind of tug on the reins. Stark just looks over to them as his maw comes open, and it's just this gut wrenching roar just comes out right in their faces, using
so
terrifying help.
um, you use terrifying howl, and their gaze looks directly at Stark, and they just begin to grin, and their grins are just widening and widening, the two of them, and then you notice like they blink, but before they open up their eyes again, their eyes become grins, and they show teeth in their eyes, and then the orifices of their nostrils become mouths and grin. The sides of their cheeks split open as other mouths and grin, and all the mouths begin to part and start laughing. Oh, this is a magical place. Yes, a magical place indeed. And
And I'm attacking. Not even unhooking the wagon first. Just tell attack.
oh god,
Green Gear's barely.
what's your? Did you get the AP boost or no?
Yep.
So you have a 4 AP
Yep.
for Stark. All right, roll your attack roll.
Whoa. That's 2 times my AP.
And it's 11. So 17.
All right, hold on, I gotta roll this one die. Ooh! Okay. Ah, crap. I lost my tabs.
Can I count the cart as a tail weapon?
What? I'll let you know in a minute. You rolled a 17.
11 plus 6, yeah.
Why can't I find their AC? You rolled it, and you notice that the human actually raises his arm. Like, you don't see the arm move, but it goes from his side to just above him to intercept where the tail is. Uh, and he looks like he rocks as it hits him, and it doesn't really affect him, and his arm sort of splatters and some of the clothes rip, and you just see that his arm is decorated with mouths, and he no longer has a hand, it's a mouth there.
Yeah.
And you just hear like nervously chanting over and over from the gremlin, it's a magical place, it's a magical place indeed, indeed it's a magical place, it's a magical place indeed.
Don't worry, lass. We'll defeat them. Guys, do what you do.
So yeah, the rest of you have your turns to go before these two creatures.
If they can be called that. But yeah, you were charging, and the moment the arms also covered with mouths and these just entire grinning thing that's deeply unnerving. Uh, Green Gears will also swing his battle axe at this thing. Sorry.
All right.
Bring it down hard. Yeah, so I rolled a 20 on the
Oh,
dice.
so you crit.
Yep.
Okay. So you hit this thing, and you obviously know, especially as a Green Knight, when your axe just feels perfect in your hand, when it seems like the blade is slicing the very air itself, that sweet spot, right? Like any
Yeah.
lumberjack, any real axe wielder would know that there's this sweet spot. This when the axe lands perfectly. It does that, but it doesn't seem to really affect them. You don't get the crit, but
Ah,
you do
jeez.
get the hit.
Okay. So that will be a 9. And I will again spend 1 recovery to
Okay.
push for a total of 39.
Which one did you hit, the human or the dwarf?
The one Klaus had attacked previously.
Okay, the human. So
Yeah, the human.
39 damage. You sliced it, right? Like you feel like your axe
Yeah.
was gonna gut it, and it slid right through its gut. The clothing just sliced beautifully, perfectly, and with the radiant power of your axe, the clothing just sort of exploded. Um, and you felt like it was going to explode the gut, and there is a splatter of sorts, but none of it's blood. It just seems to be fleshy colored cook. And you notice that there's a large mouth where the gut is supposed to be, and his entire midsection is just in a culmination of other little mouths, and they seem to be whispering, "A magical place, a magical place, a magical place indeed."
Yeah. I'm just gonna swing again.
Okay.
That won't hit.
Oh,
That's 16.
yeah, that's a miss.
Yeah, overall 16. So yeah, I won't get anywhere. Yeah. So the second swipe swing, as Green Gage brings it up, just the magical place builds up inside his head, and he loses his footing momentarily, causing the swing to go a little wide.
All right.
However, because he did hit this creature earlier, the human will not has a movement speed of 0. Just the
Oh, okay.
way, yeah, Green Gage just shred into it with his axe. He shall not pass.
So the human shall not pass. That leaves us with Alistar.
Yep. Alistar. What is Alistar gonna do? So we have a human and a dwarf that's literally trying to mess us up. And
They haven't attacked you guys yet.
yeah, just in case, though, Alistar puts his distance and he kind of moves a bit behind. So, not that far away, but like 10 feet distance between the guys that they're up close, and I'm just going to move behind. And Alistar kind of like pulls out his thunder shield and the long sword, and you know he stabs ground with his sword and starts chanting as kind of the smoke rise, not like from the hilt, the smoke kind of is formed but like downwards.
Okay.
It's like heavy smoke of cold, and as from the hilt of the sword this kind of hand starts appearing. Wait a second, I think I'm giving the wrong description, sorry, my bad. But anyways, a hand. Oh damn! I mixed up two things. My bad.
You mix your
But
spells up.
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. He's trying to cast arcane hand. So kind of it's not ice. It's kind of like a light, I guess. But it kind of like shines, and this huge hand kind of appears, which is now floating by Alistar's side, and he just pulls out the sword back and stands right there ready. Just that's all he's gonna do, not attack or anything. So yeah, he just casted arcane hand, which is a level 3 spell.
Okay. Um. So you see that there's bits of the cart scattered about the floor. There's broken barrels. Some look like they were filled with maybe wine. Others filled with maybe beer and other colored liquors. There is uh, a better off unconscious halfling, the one that was drinking himself into a stupor in the cart. Just sort of like on the floor. His face looks like it's bashed in a bit. He's obviously drunk. He doesn't look like he knows where the hell he is. There's the little gremlin just forcefully chanting, panicking. It's a magical place, a magical place indeed, a magical place indeed, a magical place. And then there's the what was the human and was the dwarf, which now you see them moving together and swaying almost in song. Yeah.
Okay. No, nothing. Sorry.
Okay, I thought he was gonna ask something. Almost like swaying together in song, but they seem to be skipping, of course, in the way that they were before, until they smash together, swirl about, and surround you as they become this huge blob of nothing but mouths. They no longer have even a humanoid form. Will all of you please roll me a dexterity save?
Not my best thing.
Seven, 18. That's 18.
14.
15.
The magic number is 19.
Whoa.
Ouch.
So will all of you please this would have been an AoE attack, so I would say it's more directed, the AoE is more directed at your companion than you, since you're really tiny and hiding in a compartment in your companion's armor.
Yeah.
So your companion will just take a wound.
Nope, I won't.
Well, because of his armor, his barding, this is just piercing and, just piercing damage as you guys are getting bitten thousands of, like, tiny little bites at a time. But the rest of you take 42 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Does that include
So
me,
this is
or I'm
going
not taking
to-
that?
You're not taking it at first. Like there's mouths that are going around. None of the mouths seem to be biting in your direction. They seem to be floating and slithering past you. So you guys are literally surrounded in this sort of viscous, fluid-like blob that is the color of flesh. You don't notice any bones or organs or anything. It just looks like a flesh-colored blob with countless mouths of varying sizes, all chomping away at any bits of you that they can find purchase.
Okay. So I have a question now because this is going to drop me since I'd already taken damage earlier. Does my amulet go off before I, fall, or would it not do anything?
Your amulet goes off when you take damage.
Okay, so the moment I take damage, the air around everyone is again filled with the scent of pine and roses. It's just, soft, beautiful scent, refreshing as it can get. It's there for a moment, and then as Greengear's knees hit the ground, it fades with him. I am down.
So everybody is at max health, but Green Gears is
Yeah.
down. Well, since that attack took you down, Green Gears, you can, because if you want to take your turn now, roll your get back in the fight roll.
Yep, I'm gonna do that.
Can I go before him?
That is not getting me back in the fight.
Okay.
But before he marks a check down, I am going to pull. I'm going to open the compartment, pull a dart gun, a tiny dart gun, draw a thing, load it with a healing potion, aim it at him, and fire.
So you can if he allows it, you can just hit him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
so
for it.
you get 25 points of health, I believe. Go down to the gear.
Okay, so yeah, uh, Gringer's knees just hit the ground, and he's slowly stumbling forwards, and this thing, just sticks into one of the vines that cover him, and there's a brief sound of like, zzz, zzz, and then he's back up on his feet again, sort of just blinking around, trying to figure out what happened.
All right,
What?
you've been healed by an ally.
Yep, 25
really,
points.
Really quick on your turn, Mr. Midget, better known as Klaus. Are you doing anything else, or is that your turn?
That's my turn. Or can I still spend maneuver points?
You can still spend maneuver points. Spending maneuver points for anything else but a special attack is a free action, unless
Okay.
otherwise stated.
Then I'm going to spend maneuver points to attack, I guess. Or no, I want to spend maneuver points to guard. Spend 2 maneuver points to. I want to spend 2 maneuver points to guard, and I want to command my companion to guard our healer.
Okay, guard is the one that imposes disadvantage on attack rolls.
Yes.
All right, cool. And that's all you're gonna do. That's the end of your turn.
Yes, it's the end of my turn as I beat the fuck out of a cat who damn near caught my house on fire.
Terrible. Green Gears. Now that your health has been returned to you, you can act. What will you be doing?
So Nelson, before Green Gear says anything, I want to kind of add one thing.
Sure,
Uh,
go ahead.
when the blob attacked, right? I forgot to mention, but I was supposed to like block that everything with my thunder shield, so I don't take any damage as a reaction. Because if I do
It's
take damage, that would mean, yeah,
um when you block with your when you block, is this the magical thing?
it's a reaction that any damage I take, I can reduce it to zero
Oh, okay.
with thunder shield. Yeah. So
All right. But it didn't really matter because
yeah,
your
it does.
ally.
Actually, it does because 42 damage means I'll have to like roll a really high constitution for keeping my arcane hand out.
Oh, okay. I got you. So yeah, you're good. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So are you going, or are you gonna let Green Gears go?
Hassan is going.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
Green Gear is going.
Okay. Sure, I mean, if you want me to go, that's cool too, but uh, sorry, yeah. Anyway, so after just having been, hit pretty bad, brought back up, Ginger sort of, just grips his axe tight, uh, reaches into his pouch, and he's just going to, draw out another bottle of this deep red liquid. And he's just, lift it up to the bunch of, vines that are thick around his chest. And as he pops the cork open, you'll see, tendrils slowly lower themselves into that bottle and just start to pretty much drain it. I'm using another potion to heal 25 more HP.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that would be a full action, right?
um, it's a standard action to do
Or
your using an item.
yeah, using an item. Would I be able to, in the meantime, as I do this and take a few steps back, bringing my axe down again in front of me?
Mm-mm.
Uh,
You're attacking with your axe is an attack action. Attack action is a
no, no,
standard
not
action.
attacking it. I said I'm taking a few steps back, just holding my axe out in front of me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could do that.
Would I be able to tell if these things are even like alive or
Um,
anything?
if you had life sense.
All right, yeah, don't have that right now. But that'll be it then for now.
All right. How far are you going back? Because you guys are surrounded with this huge blob and being swarmed with these mouths.
Okay, I'm just gonna try to center myself at this thing, just stay a bit equidistant from everything
From every mouth?
as I as much as I can.
So you're standing in the middle of the swarm.
Yeah, that would be it.
All right. So you drink your potion, you move to the middle of the swarm. That leaves our last hero to go, which is Alistar.
Yeah, so currently we are surrounded by a swarm of mouths.
Yep. It's a
Uh,
huge fleshy blob with just
Damn
countless mouths swarming about, just
it.
gnawing at every bit of anything of you that it can get close to. And you could also hear them in the two different voices. A magical place, a magical place, a magical place indeed.
So Alistair is just gonna look around and try to find like, you know, there has to be someone who's controlling all of these mouths and stuff because they're in such a unison. So is there possibly someone like that around him, or like a person or a thing or a creature that we can see?
It doesn't look like anyone is in charge.
Yeah.
There's still villagers like walking around. Half of them look like they're in the jerky movements. The other half look really somber with their heads like lowered.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, hmm. So, well, the reason why I got the arcane hand out was to grab someone, but apparently there are too many things to grab now. So that's kind of a waste. But what else can I do? Hmm.
Yeah, I'm muted.
Yeah, I was just asking because we have a viewer on Twitch that is commenting on somebody sucking in and blowing out.
Yeah. So uh, I don't know how bad this is gonna go, but Alistar is gonna cast Igloo, right? It's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna fit all of those small mouths and stuff, but uh, he's not gonna cast it right now. He's more gonna prepare it, and he's gonna tell everyone to get out of like the center, so they all of the mouths and stuff can are on one side and we are on the other side. So he tries to communicate that, and he's gonna
All right, just so you,
move away. Yeah,
I was gonna say,
go
just so
on.
you know, that this is a huge area like that you guys are encompassed in. Um,
So,
your boy, your boy Green Gear is standing at its center, and it looks like this blob of mouths extends easily 20 foot in any direction away from from your knight, Green Gears.
Yeah, so that's uh hmm. I mean that's tough actually. Now there's a lot of blob. Okay, what happened to the human and the dwarf? Are they still there?
Um, the human and the human and the dwarf fused, dude.
Yeah.
The human and the dwarf became this blob.
Uh, well, for this turn, I guess what I'm gonna do is use Arcane Hand to do an improvised attack. So he's gonna punch the blob. I think that will work. So. What did I have to roll for an improvised attack? So how
No,
much
wait.
damage is for? Yeah,
Yeah, a punch is a spell attack with this thing.
yeah. That's a natural 20.
All right, you hit, but this thing can't be critically hit.
Yeah, I got that. So for 4 AP, what was the damage for 4 AP? Damn, I should totally note that down.
For having a 4 AP, it's on your character sheet, dude. It's 1d8 plus strength damage, or for you, it's 1d8 plus your
Yeah.
arcane casting ability, which is your intelligence bonus.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be 7 damage. But after punching, Alistair is gonna move kind of out. Uh, so that kind of like out of the center, so we are not surrounded by blob. And he tells everyone to, even green gears, to like get out of there.
So you move outside the radius of the blob.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Is that your round?
Yeah, that's my round.
All right, so that was the last of the heroes to go. So it's time for the blob to act. And the blob doesn't move. The blob remains gnawing at Stark, at Green Gears, and now since he's obviously exposed, there's teeth, chittering away, trying to gnaw at Klaus. So would you gentlemen please roll me a dexterity save? The magic number is 19. You just gonna take
I'll
it?
take it.
All right.
Damn it, 18 again.
17. Don't make it either.
All right. So, Green Gears, again, you take. Was it 42? Oh, I was reading the wrong damage column.
Ah,
All right,
okay.
we'll stick with 42. It's less. You take
Okay, thank you.
42 piercing damage, and because it doesn't matter, the super heavy barding of Stark protects him, and as soon as you take the damage, you're pretty much healed for it, Klaus, because of your knight.
Yep. Yeah, you guys are going to be smelling pine and roses for a while.
Yeah, probably.
And remembering the thousands and thousands of bites and how much they sucked, but not for long. And that's all this thing does. And it's your guys go again.
I'm gonna load another potion into my dart gun.
Okay.
Fire at our healer. Take another 25 health.
Okay, thank you.
This time I'm going
keep
to
doing
spend-
that for a while.
This time I'm going to spend 5 maneuver points to attack.
Okay.
So he is getting attacked with the tail. Aha! Yes! 19 plus 6.
Okay. So what's the damage? Roll your damage.
I add my wisdom modifier to this.
No.
Okay.
In the current state of the beta, there is no bonus to that.
That is 10, 17 points of damage.
17.
Yes, as it slammed as Stark spins and slams his tail into this creature.
It splatters about, but it doesn't seem to slow this thing down like at all. Like it splatters. There's teeth that go everywhere from the mouths that Stark's mace tail hit, and they go everywhere, but they land in the blob, and you can kind of really quickly notice them scurrying and swimming within the blob towards each other until they make more mouths.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage, get back in my seat, and close the doors.
I'm sorry. That was such a bitch move. It's great. Oh.
It absolutely was.
Oh yes, a PSA of today's game of Saturday Morning Tabletop the RPG is that this is a game played by adults, run by adults, and will contain adult language and adult themes, and maybe some nastiness. You have been warned. Kind of late, but who cares? Okay, moving right along. I'm assuming that's the end of your turn.
That is the end of my turn.
Alright, so it's either Alistair or Green Gears who goes next.
Green Gear can go first. Let's follow that order.
Sure, yeah. So, Green Gear sort of just still stands his ground. Having just been bitten nearly to shreds again, only to find himself rejuvenated thanks to Klaus. He takes one deep breath and slams the, butt of his hammer into the ground. And this time the air will fill. That would knock me down every turn. The air sort of fills up with the scent of, peppers and just fills up this time with the scent of peppers. And
Okay.
sort of just, a red glow surrounds Green Gear and it's going to spread out in this halo of flame.
What? You have Halo of Fire? Oh my god. Please describe to me how your Halo of Fire shrinks this swarm from a large swarm into a medium-sized one.
Okay, so, again, as the air filled with a scent of peppers and, eventually the heat of crackling flame that just sort of spreads out in this halo from Green Gear, this swarm of biting mouths would actually sort of shriek out and twist and turn as the flames hurt it. You would see the skin bubble and boil a little as it slowly begins to just drop down in size, screeching the entire time. And then Green Gear swings his axe at it. And he misses. Which is
Wait, what did you roll? No.
extra attack.
Huh?
Oh. I rolled a total of 14.
Yeah, you miss.
Yeah. I missed. I kind of figured out it's really low. But he'll swing again. And 15.
Yeah, it's still a miss.
Yeah. You can hear his armor creaking and groaning as he's doing so. The bites have been taking their toll on him.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll be it for now.
Halo of Fire. All right. That leaves Alistair.
Yep, Alistair's turn. Yeah, so Alistair has put in some distance between the blob and probably his team as well. So, Alistair kind of raises his sword again. He kind of like puts it in front of him and starts chanting as this reddish mark, which is kind of like flames kind of appear, and then out of it, kind of like these four fireballs come out, and they are just like in the air for now. And if if anyone like looks at Alistair, it's kind of like uh, his eye is getting like reddish, as if he's focusing, or too much energy has been taken away from him. He's casting Fireball overcharged. Oh, sorry, Fireflies overcharged, and also using his feature, the one weird eye. So, I don't roll anything, and what the damage is also maximum out, so I don't have to roll that many. Also, because it's overcharged, it's going to be like 10 feet radius and everything, and
So
these four fireflies just goes into the blob, and they're like huge 10 feet blast.
so yeah, just narrate how your overcharged one weird eye powered fireflies decimates this thing.
Yeah, so as he was doing this kind of the fireballs, they were fire, but like as he overcharges them, puts in more power in them, they kind of like the flame turns from red to blackish, and they just as it goes into the swarm blast, it's kind of like a hole is made in this blob, and then another comes in, and another hole is made, and that would like the four blasts happen, and I guess the blob is just uh overcooked and whatever it is, and it just keeps on falling, and if it's all gone, it's gone, burned away.
All right, so it's like the fleshy bits are charred and burning, and there's like one or two splatters of fully intact mouths, kind of moving with
Yeah.
barely a whisper. A magical place, a magical place, right? And again, the little gremlin woman, she's at this point she's like bawling out, crying, a magical place, a magical place, a magical place. She's obviously distraught and just repeating this stuff crazily. Before she turns to you, Alistair, since you were the one that destroyed it. She runs to you and like jumps up and grabs you on your leg because you're far too tall for her, and she's like hugging, like she's hugging your legs. This is the only thing she can hug. And she stops, she stops chanting a magical place, and she's just like crying and crying and crying, and she barely manages to squeeze out, "Help us!" And like when you look up and look around, you notice that again there's all the other figures of the village. Half this village is filled with these jerky sort of moving figures, and they all seem to be turning your way. And you notice that much in the same way as the dwarf and the human, they don't have any eyes. Their eyes are mouths, and they're all chanting all together as one. This is a magical place indeed. And that's when the game screen would like fade to black, and you see a picture of Locke the Dread Goblin with his big shades and a big grin, and he's just like rubbing his hands together, laughing. And then he fades to black, and we call it at an end.
Yeah, but the insanity he gained from using the one weird eye, it's kind of like the magical place is going on, and his one eye, the Oni's one eye is just twitching,
You still
especially
streaming?
in that magical world.
I didn't have a chance to stop. Sahib just was like,
All right.
"There's a moment
Yeah.
I'm gonna say what my eye did." So now that
Well,
we know
keep
what
streaming
you-
for a second.
Oh, you want to keep
streaming
streaming?
for a second?
All right, fine.
Just for a second.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, this is Josh, the former Smoking RP Gamer. I'll be bringing my channel back under the name The Vaping RP Gamer. Wednesday is going to be the very first game of Mirror Mirror, hopefully, if everyone can make it. So check us out on YouTube over at The Vaping RP Gamer, which I'll be changing that here in a bit. I'm also going to be releasing over the next 2 weeks some product reviews for the Cleto 120, the Chaos, they can't see this shit, the Chaos Spectrum mod, box mod, and a few smoke tanks. So I'll let Nelson take us out.
Oh yes, well, since we're currently doing plugs, I'm going to plug myself because that doesn't sound weird at all. Today's game was brought to you by the Saturday Morning Tabletop RPG, a game designed, written, and illustrated by myself, with several of the game's muses. Yes, they were part of nearly the entire beta testing phase, and many of the game's features exist because of them. Also, with Saturday Morning Tabletop, I am currently working on the next major installment, which is a customization rule set for the Ranger's Companion, as well as several other new feats, bonds, new archetype for the lawman, known as the Marshal, and I'm, with the partnership of Brian, in the process of writing and illustrating 3 separate comics. The illustrating is actually done on this Twitch channel, and if you want to see any illustrations that I've already done, I have both the live versions and the sped up versions on my YouTube channel, which you can find at, www.youtube.com/infinite-roleplay, because that's where I bees. That's where I bees indeed. Anyway, that's all for today. Bye-bye.